Imagine a vast, unforgiving ocean, and the chilling sight of a ship sailing silently, completely alone. No crew on deck, no captain at the helm, just a ghostly vessel adrift. For over 150 years, the mystery of the Mary Celeste has captivated imaginations, a chilling enigma of the sea, where 10 souls simply vanished. Our story begins not with a mystery, but with a humble brigantine named Amazon, launched in 1861 from the shipyards of Nova Scotia, Canada. Built of strong local timber, the Amazon was a sturdy vessel, nearly 100 feet long, designed for trade across the vast Atlantic. Yet from its very first voyages, the Amazon seemed plagued by misfortune. Its first captain died just days into its maiden journey. Years later, in 1867, it ran aground off Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, requiring salvage and repairs before it could sail again. Then in 1868, the ship was sold to American ownership, underwent extensive repairs, and was given a new name, the Mary Celeste. Despite its troubled past, the Mary Celeste found a capable master in Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs, a man known for his skill and piety. Captain Briggs was not alone on this voyage. He brought his wife, Sarah Elizabeth Cobb Briggs, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia Matilda, to share the journey. The crew consisted of 7 experienced seamen: First Mate Albert Richardson, Second Mate Andrew Gilling, Steward William Head, and 4 German sailors. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste departed New York City, bound for Genoa, Italy, with a cargo of industrial alcohol. 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol, worth approximately $35,000, filled her holds, destined for fortifying Italian wines. Just 8 days later, another Canadian brigantine, the Gratia, also set sail from New York, captained by David Morehouse. The 2 captains, Briggs and Morehouse, were acquainted, perhaps even friends, making the events that followed even more unsettling. Days turned into weeks as the Mary Celeste sailed eastward. The last entry in Captain Briggs' logbook was dated November 25, 1872. This entry placed the ship just 6 nautical miles from Santa Maria, the easternmost island of the Azores, a small Portuguese archipelago. 10 days later, on December 4th or 5th, the Gratia, under Captain Morehouse, spotted a vessel acting strangely in the distance. It was the Mary Celeste, approximately 400 nautical miles east of the Azores, drifting aimlessly, its sails partially set but ragged. First Mate Oliver DeVoe of the Gratia led a small boarding party to investigate. What they found next made no sense at all. The ship was seaworthy, not sinking, yet utterly abandoned. There was no sign of Captain Briggs, his family, or any of the 7 crew members. The ship's yawl, or lifeboat, was missing, its davits swung outboard, a clear indication it had been intentionally launched. Inside, the galley was well stocked with 6 months' worth of food and fresh water. Personal belongings, including Captain Briggs' sword, lay undisturbed in their quarters. There were no signs of struggle, no bloodstains, no evidence of violence or piracy. The cargo of alcohol was almost entirely intact. 9 of the 1,701 barrels were found empty, possibly due to their porous red oak construction, but the vast majority were accounted for. Crucially, the ship's papers, along with Captain Briggs' valuable navigational instruments like his sextant and chronometer, were gone. On deck, one of the ship's 2 pumps was found partially disassembled, and a sounding rod, used to measure water in the hold, lay nearby. The fore and aft cargo hatches were lifted, resting on the deck, as if they had been opened recently, and there was about 3 to 3.5 feet of water in the hold. The day Gratia towed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, arriving on December 13, 1872, 8 days after the day Gratia itself. A salvage hearing was immediately convened, led by Frederick Solly Flood, the Attorney General of Gibraltar, who harbored deep suspicions. He initially suspected foul play, perhaps mutiny, or even a conspiracy between Captain Briggs and Captain Morehouse for insurance fraud. But no evidence of violence, struggle, or theft could be found. The personal belongings were untouched, the cargo intact, and no blood was discovered. Solly Flood eventually had to concede, admitting there was no concrete proof for his suspicions, leaving the mystery of the missing crew unsolved. So, what did happen to the 10 souls aboard the Mary Celeste? The most plausible theory centers on the ship's unusual cargo. The 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, especially those made of porous red oak, could have leaked, creating a buildup of highly flammable fumes in the hold. With the cargo hatches lifted, as they were found, and the pump disassembled, Captain Briggs may have been investigating or trying to ventilate the hold. Fearing an imminent explosion from these volatile fumes, Briggs could have made a drastic decision to temporarily abandon ship. The entire company, Captain Briggs, his wife and daughter, and the 7 crewmen would have boarded the small yawl, the ship's lifeboat. They likely tethered the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste, intending to wait for the fumes to dissipate before returning to their vessel. But the North Atlantic is unpredictable. A sudden squall, a rogue wave, or simply the tether snapping could have separated the small lifeboat from the larger ship. Adrift in the vast ocean in a small open boat, the 10 souls would have been at the mercy of the elements, with survival chances rapidly dwindling. Other theories exist. Some suggest a mistaken belief of sinking, perhaps a faulty-sounding rod or a clogged pump leading to an exaggerated fear of water in the hold. A violent waterspout could have caused a sudden drop in barometric pressure, drawing water into the bilge and making the crew believe the ship was sinking. However, the ship's overall seaworthy condition when found makes a direct sinking unlikely, and fantastical tales of sea monsters or alien abduction are, of course, without merit. The mystery of the Mary Celeste was further cemented in popular culture by Arthur Conan Doyle, who penned a fictionalized account in 1884. His story, titled J. Habakkuk Jeffson's Statement, mistakenly referred to the ship as the Mary Celeste, a spelling that persists in many popular retellings to this day. Ironically, the Mary Celeste did eventually meet a deliberate end. In 1885, it was intentionally wrecked off the coast of Haiti in an insurance fraud scheme. But this final, ignominious demise was entirely separate from the profound enigma of its abandonment 13 years prior. The true fate of Captain Benjamin Briggs, his family, and his crew remains one of the ocean's most enduring and haunting riddles. Was it a panicked flight from a perceived danger, swallowed by the relentless sea, or something even more inexplicable? The silent disappearance of the Mary Celeste's crew is a stark reminder of the ocean's power and its capacity to hold onto its secrets. Their story echoes across the centuries, a chilling testament to the unknown dangers that lie beneath the waves. If you found this tale interesting, subscribe for more gripping stories from history's forgotten corners. If stories like this one fascinate you, subscribe to the channel. There are many more interesting stories waiting to be told.